Hello, everyone. Darlene, Amy Jimenez, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Uh, Starting a little early, but I don't think that's too bad of a thing to do. My phones are giving me a little bit of trouble, so let's see if we can take care of that. Now, Amy or Amy, I'm gonna say Amy. I'm not noticed you before, so I'm just wondering, have you been here before? Uh, Let me check something here real quick. Okay. Amy, if you will, hey Jerry, how you doing, man? Amy, if you will make another post, I'll give you a monitor. I just checked your channel out, and I noticed that you were very legit. So, but if you don't want me to give you a monitor, you can just type in LLL, and my Nightbot will drop your link for you. I try to make it easy. I try to keep things simple because I'm a simple person. So, how you doing, Jerry? Are you going to come up today, or you're just going to stay in the background? Which is fine either way. You know me, I like having visitors. But nobody has to come up if they don't want to. Uh, I don't know how long I'm going to go today. I was sitting outside for quite a while today, Jerry. It was low 80s today, low humidity, real nice breeze. So I sat out on my patio with my laptop and, played on my laptop. I watched the end of the preseason game by Colts. Watched a few YouTube videos. Uh, did some updates on some apps and stuff. So I sat out there for about, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours, just enjoying the weather. Uh, right now, I just got my living room window and my bedroom window open, not using a fan or air conditioner or anything. Just I may turn my fan on here in a few minutes. It depends on how it goes. But like I said, it's very pleasant. The last couple of days have been there. All right, Jerry. Thanks for dropping in. Like I said, if you change your mind, you know you're more than welcome to come up. Uh, so yeah, it just like I said, it's just a gorgeous Saturday afternoon here in my part of New York. Friday was a nice day. It was only got to about 80, 81 yesterday, somewhere in there. Might not even made 80, but it was right around 80 for the high. Today's probably around 83. But like I said, very low humidity, a nice breeze if you're sitting in the right area, which I had to sit in a different area on my patio that I normally sat. I had to sit a different, facing differently, but I got the nice breeze sitting out there. Like I said, I was out there for about 2 hours. I enjoyed it. But most of the time, I've just been in my apartment. It's my uh, first day off on the weekend, so a lot of times I just take it easy and don't do much. Uh, I did get on Amazon and order a couple of things. The chair I use out on the patio is not very comfortable, so I bought a seat cushion I can use on that and make it a little more comfortable for setting for long periods of time. And I bought some new neck braces for my sleep apnea. Now the seat cushion I'm supposed to get tomorrow. The neck braces I won't get till Tuesday. But I got a neck brace. It's just starting to wear down, starting to get old. So I could use a new one. So I bought two. So I don't have to keep turning around buying more all the time. But yeah, got my car fixed. I'm waiting for a few more people to come up and show up and we'll talk about. I'll go ahead and talk about it. I'll bring it up again later. I think, Jerry, you know that I've always said didn't like. I was glad that you're in the mid 90s and not the triple digits, especially if you got high humidity with that. I mean, the other day we got in the 90s and it was higher humidity than what it is right now, probably in the 70, 75, 78% humidity. And, and when you're in the 90s, especially when you're not used to the 90s, we're used to the 80s, with 90s coming in for a week or so, then going out, then coming back. But we're actually very cool for this time of year. It's a lot cooler than normal. But yeah, so, but yeah, we try to enjoy ourselves. And let me button this up. On camera, it looks worse. I'm not a big fan of having it that close to my neck. But yeah, tomorrow and Sunday, tomorrow and Saturday, listen to me, tomorrow and Monday, supposed to have chances of rain, so I expect it to be probably cooler. I'm wearing shorts today. I'll probably be, depends on how much cooler it is. I may be in long past next couple of days. I prefer the shorts but not when it's really cool. So we'll figure that out. One day last week it was cooler than I usually like, but I wore shorts anyway. And I have to do some running around on Monday. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Cindy? Thanks for coming. But as I was starting to say, I tried something today I never thought I'd eat. And I'll put a video up of it later. Probably won't go up until, I don't know, Monday night, Tuesday night, somewhere in there. I might do it Sunday night. But it'll be at least a couple days before anybody sees it. I ordered a Hawaiian pizza. I've been one of those people who say pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Yeah, our heat index is usually, when it's in the 90s, it's usually up in the upper, like let's say it's 91, it's usually mid 90s to upper 90s, the heat index, but not always. Like I said, one day we were hotter and we were as hot as the Philippines, but we had a higher. I'm sorry to hear that, Cindy. I hope he gets better soon. Like I said, though, yeah, I never had pineapple on a pizza before. I did today. I'll give you a clue. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Actually, it was quite good. It's not my favorite pizza, but I've had pizza a lot worse than that. So I like I said, I bought it. I had it today. I'll have it again tomorrow. I've had Chicago deep dish pizza, Jerry. I happen to be originally from Indiana, so a lot of places back home serve deep dish, Chicago deep dish style pizza. I never had New York style pizza until I came out here. It was either regular pizza, thin crust, or Chicago deep dish. Deep dish is very filling because there's a lot of bread to it, or a lot of crust. That's right, Jerry. We're praying for Cindy's son. We're also praying that they can recoup that money, some of that money they lost from the rip off their house, so her husband can find a better job. We're praying for that as well. Oh, an update on my sister. She's still in the hospital. They took her off the respirator, but she had trouble breathing, so they had to put her back on. They were going to try taking her off again some other time, but that's the last I heard. So we don't know I don't know how she's doing right now. No one's texted me or sent me anything about it. So I'm assuming nothing's changed. I don't call my sister because, like I said, she's on a respirator, so she can't really talk to you. And this is my sister that has MS, and also the one that had the heart attack and had to have the blockage cleared and then a stent put in our heart valve. So yeah, she's been going through some tough times here herself. So I'm waiting to hear more about her. And then my other sister, Wanda, the one that fell when she went home for our mother's funeral. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate it. Yeah, all my sisters but one are older than I am. And my youngest sister, she's doing quite well. And she's probably the healthiest of the group. Then again, she's only in her 60s, early 60s. No, she's mid 60s now. She's mid 60s. But her and her husband are doing well. She's the one letting my certain ones of us know. Then they send out a message, a thing to everybody, and let us know how my sister's doing. Appreciate that, Cindy. Yeah, like I said, she's 5 years older than I am, but she's had health problems since she was in her 30s. Like I said, she's got MS. If you know what MS is, it affects your muscles, but it's been a very slow, progressive MS. So she's been very lucky there. A lot of people would have ended up in a wheelchair if they had the more progressive type. But she still gets around. Now she has to use what they call a roller. That's a walker with wheels on it, so you can hold on to it, walk, and it's got a seat that if you get tired, you can sit down on. She has to use that now to get around if she goes outside of the house. In the house, she uses a cane. And like I said, she's been diagnosed with MS for, I'd say, a good 40 years. So it's been very slow progressive. She worked up until her late 50s because she refused to give up, refused to try to get a disability. Then she finally had to. She couldn't do it anymore. So like I said, she's a tough old bird. So we're praying that she gets well, but we're going to respect her wishes. She wants to leave it in God's hands. In other words, no heroic efforts to keep her alive. So, I mean, if she passes away, she passes away. But we're praying that she doesn't. And I know my sister Alta, which is the one just younger than her, is kind of worried too, because they've been roommates for many years now. They've been roommates for well over, our housemates, however you want to say it, for well over 20 years. Actually, for probably over 25, maybe close to 30 years. But yeah, so we'll find out. And today happens to be my great niece's birthday. I doubt if they're watching, but if they are, happy birthday, Kaylee. I'm going to warn everybody back in Terre Haute to watch out when you're driving. Just get off the sidewalks in the streets and give you a clear passage. Yes, my great niece just turned 16 today. So happy birthday to her. I sent her a birthday card along with a gift card so she can get herself something. And it's easier because they've gotten to, when they were younger, and I'm talking about my great nephews and my great niece, when they were younger, I knew what they liked, and I could get it for them. But as they gotten older, a lot of stuff that I know about, they're either no longer into or they already have everything they want from it. So I just send them a gift card and they can go buy what they want. I send them a gift card for their birthdays and for Christmas. They know they're going to get them for both. So if they want, they can hold on to it and combine the two. That's up to them. They can buy two separate gifts or one big one. And a friend of mine's daughter will turn 18 this next month. So I got her a gift card, but I hadn't sent it to her yet. She calls me Uncle Larry. It's those in the Asian countries, a lot of you know that if you're the best friend of a man or a woman, their kids usually call you aunt or uncle instead of Mister. So I'm Uncle Larry. So I treat her like I do my great niece, and my great nephews. Now my oldest nephew has been out of college a couple years, and I think my youngest nephew is either a junior or a senior this year in college. I'm not sure which. And I'm talking about my great nephews. So, but their birthdays later in the year. One's in October, one's in December. So one's close to Christmas. But again, like I said, they get a Christmas card, and I mean a Christmas gift card and a birthday gift card. But I've been looking into a few things. I think I mentioned last week I'm going to go with USAA, Federal Savings Bank. I got to check a couple other things, and then I'll start that bank account. I also had a bill come in. I'm not too sure about it. I'm going to have to check with the bank and see what that was about, because I don't recognize it. I went ahead and paid it. Maybe I shouldn't have. But I'll find out what that's about. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We'll see what's going on. It may have been what was who knows. It's a little more than I wanted to spend, but that's fine. If I owe it, I owe it. I pay it. I pay off all my credit cards every month. That way you save the interest if you pay it off each month. You don't have to pay an interest. There again, right now, I'm trying to decide still trying to decide whether or not I want to work beyond March next year. If I don't, then sometime in the middle of March, I'll be moving to the Philippines. If I do, then it'll be however long I want to work, whether it's 1, 2, or 3 months, and then it'll be at the end of that time period, I'll go to the Philippines. That's still something I got to make a decision on. I'm going to have to make that decision within the next few months, because the farther out I can make my reservations for my plane tickets, probably the cheaper they'll be. I'm going to move my chair a minute. I'm just going to stand up while I do that. It's hard to slide it on a rug, and the chair's sitting on a rug. It doesn't have wheels, so it won't slide. So you got to stand up and move it. So if y'all have we're looking at 7 to 10 months. I just haven't decided. But I am going back. I am retiring. Right now, the goal is Cebu. So I still plan on going there first. Unless something changes my mind, that's where I plan on going. I want to set myself up there. Then I want to visit places like Dumaguete. Hey, Bruce Davis, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming. If you want to come up, come on up. But remember, you got to show your face like everybody else. But like I said, though, it's I want to check out places like Dumaguete and Valencia and Negros. I want to check out Iloilo sometime. I'd like to go to Davao City. I also want to go to Manila sometime, but not when I first get there, I don't think. I want to check out the Venice Grand Canal Mall, the World War II cemetery there in Manila, and a few other things, Maybe I'll even go to the Mall of Asia, but that's not a big deal for me. If I had to choose between one mall, I'm choosing the Venice Grand Canal Mall. I think that'd be the most interesting. Oh, dog, trying to make me jealous, aren't you, Bruce? Going next month. Well, how about this, Bruce? When I go, I don't plan on coming back for a while. I'm going to be retired, and I'm going to go to the Philippines, and I'm going to treat it as a instead of a vacation. I'm going to treat it as what we call here in the states a staycation. Staycation means you stay at home, and maybe you take some road trips, but nothing fancy. You don't spend a lot of money because you stay home. Anything you can visit within a day or so, that's what you do. I mean, like, all right, let's say I'm going to Cebu. I may go to Oslo to see the wells. I may, I'll go around and see all the sites in Cebu or right outside of Cebu City. And for the first couple of months, that's what I want to do. Just staycation. All right, Bruce. Well, good. Congratulations that you're going back. Uh, I been working many years, and I'm finally ready to retire. I'm trying to save up a little more money so I have a bigger emergency fund because I'm going to be uh, uh, what do they call it, self insured. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be self insured because at my age, insurance gets really expensive. Although I did hear that here in the states they've introduced a bill, or they're trying to get a bill introduced to let us use our Medicare overseas, uh, which would be a great help. That would a great help. I won't get the medical. I mean uh, plant Part B unless they force me because Part B is your medicine, and most of the medicine in the Philippines that I need, especially when I first go, isn't going to cost me an arm and a leg. It won't cost me as much as what they want me to pay them every month to have Part B, and you still got to pay a copay, so it doesn't make sense to have it to me. But like I said, now if they have the Medicaid, that's free, Part A, and that'll be a big help because that helps with your hospitalization and your doctor visits. That's what that's for. And so that I will gladly use in the Philippines. That would save me a lot of money. Um, Matter of fact, it save a lot of expats a lot of money. And I am trying to adjust a few things, people. Uh, there we go. Jerry, I may do that later. But like I said, right now I want to see what it would cost me to have a budget for just doing it like a staycation. What I need to have my apartment, pay my rent. I mean, not my rent, pay my utilities, uh, my electric bills, the water bill, all that kind of stuff, unless that's included with your rent. And then to have internet, to have the phone service, uh, cable, that kind of stuff, plus your meals. And then maybe, like I said, a day trip or two, see what that would cost me per month. And then that will let me know how much money I have to save plus to take trips. I may have enough to travel every month and take a nice trip. I may not. That's what I got to find out. So that's why I'm going to treat the first couple of months at least, and maybe 3 months, as a staycation. I won't take any really long, big, expensive trips. It'll be all short trips. So I can say, all right, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm in, I'm going to go out and have coffee. I'm going to go out and have something to eat once in a while. All that's got to be triggered into what it costs me per month. Uh, so that's what I'm working on. That's what I will work on when I first get there. Uh, and also, I got to decide whether or not I want to stay in Cebu. I know I'll like it when I first get there. There's a lot to see. Jerry, as you know, We followed Chris in Cebu, and that's one of the things that attracted me to Cebu is all the videos I've seen on Cebu. One of the things that attracts me to Dumaguete and Valencia is the vloggers over there with their videos. Iloilo, not as many vloggers, but it looks very clean. It's walkable. Hey, Mike, how you doing, man? It's very walkable. It's very bicycle friendly. So it's very clean. From all the videos I've seen, it's a really nice place. There again, I don't know if I'll be able to afford it there, but I'd like to go see it. Davao is very clean. It's a much larger landmass city than Cebu, but I think it's actually smaller in population, but it's much larger in land. I'd like to go see it. It's very safe. And so that's what we're planning on doing. And like I said, right now, trying to figure out when I want to leave. I've already figured out my banks. I'm going to stay with the one bank I have. I have two banks, but I'm getting rid of one and staying with one. The one that gets my direct deposit from my Social Security, I'm staying with that one. I'm going to add my nephew as a co-owner, my oldest nephew. I don't mean great nephew, I mean regular nephew. And I'm going to add him to my, I'm going to get the USAA Federal Savings Bank. I'm going to add him as a co-owner to that one. Because that way, if anything happens, he can get in and get my money and be able to take it. Well, Jerry, last time I rode a bike, back in the 70s. All right, when we're talking about bicycles, the last time I rode a bike was back in the 70s. I was in my 20s. And it might have been early 80s, but somewhere back. It was long before 88. I was still in my 20s, I believe. In 83, I hit 30, so it was before I hit 30, I think. Now, I rode motorcycles in the 90s and 80s and 90s both, but I haven't rode a motorcycle since early 90s. So we're trying to, but my feet bother me more now, Jerry, than they used to. I used to walk. Well, I could walk 3 miles at my speed, all right, without stopping. I was in good enough shape that I could walk for 3 miles at my space. I mean, at my speed, and not have to take a break. But I can't do that. I can't even walk a mile anymore. I have an arch that's fallen, so I walk maybe a quarter of a mile or so, and then the arch just starts killing me. So I'm hoping to get it back up to where I can walk farther, because I like walking. I really do like to walk. But if I can't, then a bicycle is a good way to get exercise and to get around without having to. But it depends on where I'm living. I would not ride a bicycle in Cebu. I would in Iloilo, maybe in Davao, and some other places. But I don't, I wouldn't want to ride a bicycle on the streets of Cebu, and I sure wouldn't want to try to ride it on the sidewalks in Cebu. So it's I either walk in Cebu or take public transportation or get a, what do they call it, Grab, I think, in the Philippines, a Grab, or is it Uber? It's one or the other. Use that to get around. So in the big cities, you can do that. Iloilo, I could probably do that, but like I said, that's what I thought, Grab. Like I said, taxi, Grab, jeepney, a trike. There's a lot of different ways to get around in the Philippines without yourself driving yourself. And in a big city like Cebu, I noticed that's the new one. So that if I'm taking a bus, that would be the bus I would take, the one with the AC. You might as well be comfortable. But Well, I don't think I can add the grab here in the United States for the Philippines. I'll have to check out. That's another thing I got to do. Uh, I got to check. I think T-Mobile, I think, is the one you guys say is probably the best uh, carrier to have from the states for an international carrier because I want one for at least when I first go over. Uh, so my family can just call me like they would here in the states. Uh, but yeah, like I said, I may end up getting rid of that. But I want a local. When I first go, I do want a local number. So I'm thinking it's T-Mobile. Isn't that the one you say, Jerry? T-Mobile. So I'll have to check in to transfer it over to T-Mobile sometime. But if I do that, then do I transfer my internet? Because Spectrum's got everything. I've Spectrum is my phone company, and it's my internet company, and all that good happy stuff. So I'll have to look into it. LV, 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 LV. Hey, LV, how you doing? Uh, I hope you're doing well. LV, I was hoping you would show up. I'm going to be putting up a video later this week. I bought a, this is going to shock you. I bought a Hawaiian pizza today. Remember, I always told you pineapple did not belong in pizza. But I thought, well, I really can't judge the pizza without trying it. So I bought a small one, which is what I buy every time I buy a pizza. I buy a small one. I get 2 meals out of it. The small, it's 6 pieces. All right, I'll check that into that, Jerry. Thanks. But yeah, so I ate half of it tonight, and it surprised me. It tasted better than I thought it would. Yeah. Well, Mike, once I get over there, I may do that. Well, LV, I do have 3 pieces left, but I don't think it's going to make it to the Philippines. I'll probably have it for my supper tomorrow night. I'll put it in my air fryer right behind me. I can use it like an oven. Hello, May. How you doing? Thank you for coming. Crystal, welcome, welcome. Like I was just telling LV, Crystal, I just had an Hawaiian pizza tonight. First time I ever had it. And I'm going to put a video up about it. It's just a short, about 1 minute. I show the pizza. Then I show a piece after I took a bite out of it. And it's better, a lot better than I thought it would be. I'm sorry, but yeah. Well, I myself may am doing well. I have a sister in the hospital, and we're waiting to see how she's doing. She's in intensive care. Uh, she said, "Put it in God's hands." She doesn't want any uh, heroic measures to keep her alive. So anyway, hi, the amazing, wonderful mom, Crystal, who has 12 children, and Hop, their one-legged chicken, who works tirelessly with Mark, her guapo aswa, with love and kisses. That's Mike's greeting to Crystal all the time. Uh, Thank you, Mahay. We're praying for her. She's been in there. Uh, this is my sister who had a heart attack uh, a couple months ago. I had to have a blockage cleared and then a stent put in. And so she's got also has a pacemaker. And last week, a little over a week ago now, she got up and couldn't get up out of bed. She had to have help getting up. She couldn't walk, so they had to take her to the emergency room, and she has an ulcer that created a hole that was causing her a lot of trouble. So they patched it. They'll have to check and make sure it stays patched, and they had to put her on her respirator because she couldn't breathe. She's very weak. So now it's in the hands of the good Lord what happens. And so, like I said, I haven't heard anything. So right now, no news is good news, or no news is not bad news. Because I'm sure if something went wrong, they would let me know as quickly as they could. So right now, I think everything is just probably the same way it was last time they contacted me, which is they're waiting to see how she's doing. She's on a respirator, and they're hoping, waiting for her to see if she's going to get better or worse. So we're praying for her. This is my second to the oldest sister. Like I said, I have 4 sisters, and all 4 of my sisters are still alive. I had 2 brothers; they both have passed. And so, yeah, there was 7 kids. Now there's 5. So I'm the only boy still left. And my mom just passed away this year at 99. So hopefully my sister gets better quickly. And now, Jerry, I do know, I don't know if Jamie's ever been on Dan's channel, but Off the Cuff Adventures with Jamie, he lives in Canada, and his son lives in the Philippines. That's all right, Bruce. She always said she didn't want to live to be 100, and so she got a wish. She died at 99, and she had a slight case of dementia, so she was, and she knew it, so she was ready to go, and she also had that no, if she passed, let her go, and so that's what my sister Ruth Ann has. So we'll find out about her. We'll see. But like I said, I'm still getting everything situated. I'm going to be starting up that. I got to find out what they charge me if I don't. After I put so much money in, how much a month will they charge me if I don't put more money in? Because that's one of the things I got to check on Tuesday. Monday. I want to go by work, the main office, see how long it would take to transfer my paychecks from one bank to the other, because that's what I'm going to do. The bank I'm going to get rid of is the one I have my paychecks deposited into, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have those deposited into the USAA Federal Savings Bank, but that'll take a couple of weeks, I think, after I get everything set up. That's what I'm doing, May. That's what I'm doing. That's what the whole family's doing. My whole family is what they call we were raised Pentecostal. I don't claim to be Pentecostal. I am Christian. I do believe in Jesus Christ as my Savior, but I don't follow the Pentecostal. My oldest sister is Baptist now, I think. I think she's Baptist, might be Methodist. But my 2 sisters that live together, they're still Pentecostal. And they still go to the same church we were raised in. Whenever I go home, if I home for Sunday, let's say I go home for 2 weeks, this one Sunday I'll go to church with them. The next Sunday I won't, because I'll be leaving. I leave on Sundays usually, or Saturdays a lot of times. If I just go home for a week, I leave on Saturday, get home on Sunday, so I can have Monday to rest and go to work. So I'm just not home. But yeah, so I say my prayers every night and most of the morning. Okay, Elvie, we appreciate it. Crystal, you trust Mark to do the laundry? Well, maybe he's like me, who was single a long time. We have to do our laundry, and so I've done more laundry than most women. Hey, we got Dan coming up. Dan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Just playing on my laptop in my living room.
Oh, that's nice.
That's why you see that behind me there. That's that's my air fryer behind me. A rack that's got a plug in that is attached to the rack that you can plug things in on it. Then you plug that into a different extension cord,
Oh, very nice.
and that's my couch there. Hey, it's a pigsty, so I'm not going to show you everything.
Oh, I don't want to see everything.
you know. Now ear- earlier today, I was sitting out on my patio playing on because it's like low to mid 80s today.
Hmm.
Low humidity, nice breeze. There's no air conditioning on. Earlier, I sat out there and just enjoyed the breeze, played on my computer, watched the Colts play their last preseason game. I sat out there
Oh,
for about 2 hours.
sounds nice.
Oh, it was a very nice day out there.
Hey, I
Uh,
was working on editing a video, and then I heard you say something about a bike, but a bike isn't good for Davao either because, well, you probably figured it out. Davao's very hilly area, and so
okay,
yeah, so bikes don't
yeah,
work
yeah,
well.
that wouldn't be good. No,
Yeah, you're kind of
unless you
going.
had an electric bike.
But they got flat lands. I don't know if the torque on an electric bike. I don't know
With my
if
weight, it
they've
probably
improved
wouldn't get
that.
me up the hill.
Yeah, I'm not sure
But
about that.
now
But they got
Elo is very bike friendly.
they got what is the ride share? Oh, Grab. Grab? Is that it
Yeah,
here in the
grab.
Philippines? Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is Uber. So, oh, there's Crystal's Adventure. Hi, Crystals. How are you? And eh,
hi Dan, the foreman in the new build in the Philippines, who is second boss under Minnie.
yeah, I mean, I gotta I gotta tell you, I try and stay out of the way when Minnie's outside giving direction. I don't want to confuse the foreman.
Oh no, they'll understand her a whole lot better than you.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to tell Minnie, oh, go have them do this or go have them do that.
That's
Uh,
right.
but
Like I said,
I
they'll understand.
I have gotten burned. I feel like I've gotten burned a couple times this week over I think the Americano thing is coming into play.
Oh, skin tax.
Yeah, I think so. I think they got me good, but the whole thing
Yeah.
is I only needed their services for, compacting the soil only once. And so even though I knew I was probably overpaying, I said, well, I think I'll just go ahead and not make a big deal out of this. But then here I am talking to you and I'm making a big deal out of it. So obviously I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy delivering the Jeep is the one that got me the most. The guy delivering the equipment on the Jeep or on the what do they call that? That What's a Jeep? Well, what do they call that? A multi-cab. The multi-cab.
Multi-cab. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
not a Jeep. But it's a multi-cab. Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
I
there's
know what you're talking about.
LV. LV got
Yeah,
her
Ellie's here.
elephant. I hear. Yeah, she got her
Yeah.
elephant.
Yeah. She's
Anyway,
going to be having a live stream here in a little bit.
man, I got to get over it. I really
Yeah.
do because comparatively, it's not very much money when you talk about how much dough it would cost you to get this done in the USA. And then, here, it's not even a fraction of the cost. So I should actually just keep my mouth shut
Yeah.
about the whole
Well, it's still
situation.
it's still frustrating sometimes. I,
It
I
is really
understand that.
because I like to be treated fairly,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. So I'm going to try and bury this deep in my subconscious so I don't think about it too much anymore.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
Ellie says the elephant is indeed my lucky elephant.
Well, yeah, that's what it's made of gold and it's supposed to bring you good luck. Definitely.
All right.
All
Now,
right.
why
Or
didn't you
gold.
buy me a gold one? Huh?
It's painted gold, whatever it is, painted gold.
Yeah. All right. All right. All right.
Yeah, I know, Mike. Your Sawa is very wise if she doesn't let you talk to the workers because they I've had situations where I was just given direction and then all of a sudden, my wife would come to me and saying, "What did you tell them to do? They're angry at you. They said you're very angry giving them direction." I wasn't. I was simply saying, "Hey, can you guys do something?" Right. And then the next thing you know, they have some kind of misunderstanding. Oh, the Kano's telling us what to do. This is our country. Should a Kano be telling us what to do? I ask you. So that's one of the things going on. So yeah. So it's a little bit frustrating from that perspective.
Hey, Jerry, you have a good night's sleep, man.
Take care, Jerry.
But yeah, so if I ever hook up with a Filipina, wife or a girlfriend, she's going to do all the haggling, not me.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you shouldn't even go out and be seen in the daylight with her.
And you stay 20 feet behind her.
Yeah, because otherwise you're going to be paying double money. They're problems, And plus, you're dealing with all this, and then if you can imagine, that Minnie and I will be having disagreements about how things should be handled, right? And then what we have to also work those things out. That's the way it goes when you're building a house.
Well, also when you're married, you got to take what they want in consideration as well. But see, as a single man, I just do what I want.
Yeah, which is that's one of the benefits.
That can get me in trouble, but
a single man, right? So Mike is saying here, he's saying it saves time and money. Are you a micromanager? No, as a matter of fact, I've been sitting on the easy chair out of sight watching YouTube for 16 hours a day and then peeking out the window. And if I see something not going right, I send Minnie out there and I'll say, but Minnie has her own ideas about things. Yeah. And so she doesn't consult with me over stuff, Yeah. So
well, like I said, as a single man,
it's her country, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I said, as a single man, I can do what I want, but that could still get me in trouble.
Yeah,
or cost me more money.
On occasion, I think that may be one of the reasons why you need to live in a big city, Larry, is because
I want to live in a city, or at least a small city. Doesn't have to necessarily be big.
It depends on how much dating you intend on doing. Because if you intend on doing a lot of dating, you got to get out of Dodge, bro. Look at what's going on with look what's going on with Gio. He's leaving the country, for crying out loud, going to Thailand. Yeah. There's no place for him to hide here.
That's what I heard.
He can't hide here anymore.
Hey, Robert, how you doing, man?
Robert,
I saw his video up. It says after 9 years leaving the Philippines.
Yeah, well, I would say it was time for him to go after 5.
Probably the way he was. Yeah,
a little Geo joke.
Yeah, but another guy I used to watch a lot, and I quit watching. Ricky from Life Beyond the Sea, Beyond the Sea or whatever.
Yeah,
I used to enjoy his channel, but he got too full of himself.
Yeah. Well, he got rich too, because
I said he got too full of himself.
He got crypto rich, so that was one of the things that but he did. I'll tell you what I liked about him, right? He did a very good job explaining the steps for leaving California. He did an excellent job. It's very difficult to move residences without these people falling behind you wanting their tax money. So
I believe it. Hold on. And Mike, I don't believe it was Thailand. I think he was in Vietnam for a while.
Yeah, he was. He's been there. Yeah,
in Vietnam, not Thailand, right?
Well, he said he was headed to Bangkok this time.
No, I meant before. I think
Before he
before
was, yeah, he was in Vietnam. Yeah,
yeah.
he said
And that's where he
said
met
it
up
was.
with Ricky. That's back when I was still following
Yeah.
Ricky, and he was dating that older Vietnamese lady, and that didn't work out. That wasn't his fault. That was because he did. She wanted to buy another restaurant and go somewhere else, and he didn't want to do that. I can't blame him there. But then when he
Hmm.
started dating that one young girl, I think she was from Davao. It started being like, oh, look at her, look at her. I got look, you know. It just seemed like he was pushing his relationship a lot on the channel, which I
Hmm.
wasn't watching him for his relationship. I was watching him for the information and all that. And the same thing with Geo. Geo used to do a better job of showing festivals and doing things like that. Then he got full of himself. And
Yeah, Mike's asking a question. Mike, yeah, you're right about that. He was there, and so he knows what he's getting himself into. I
oh, so
personally would. I wouldn't live there myself, even
you
if
got
I
to leave
was
every
single
couple of
man.
months. You got to leave every couple of months.
Yeah, you got to take off. It's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And that country changes its visa program, its tax program, its everything quicker than I change my underwear, for crying out loud, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like I said, I thought about Thailand. I found a guy that was over there called 20 Seconds in Thailand, Thailand Rob. And there was a couple others I found that, and their channels were very interesting. And Thailand looks like a good place to visit. But I was thinking about moving there, when I retired, because this is back when I first started checking out YouTube and thought about retiring outside the country. And I
Plus, all
and
these
I was
things.
torn. I
Another
knew it was go.
reason for American expats not to consider it necessarily is because the whole Medicare thing, in the expat communities are talking about how this thing HR 7441 or 2 is coming up for a vote soon. It's
Yeah, that's
attached
the
to the
Medicare.
budget bill. Yeah, that's going to
Yeah.
be the Medicare and the use of it overseas. And there's a
Yeah, and Philippines is one of the countries they're going to allow to use in.
yeah, because we have a
Yeah.
special relationship with the Philippines.
Well, not
And
only that, you got all these Filipinas and Filipinos who either came here and worked in our healthcare system or served in our military and stuff like that. That when they retire, they go back, and so and then somebody was saying it's also would be a good move for the states because yeah, you pick up a few, but as expats, we won't be coming back for a lot of treatment because of the cost when we can get it in Manila at a really good hospital with Medicare.
but the argument for why it may not happen are solid arguments, really. Number one, the expats that are in the Philippines, they don't use their Medicare very often anyway. They only go back to the States. Mostly the guys that I know, they go back for their annual checkups, and they will only go back to die when they have been diagnosed with a terminal illness, and they know that they're going to need long-term care, and then they'll return back to the U.S. and they'll take advantage of their Medicare. And so
Yeah,
that
but it would cost them less money to have long term care in the Philippines.
oh yeah, that was the argument. The argument I was going to make is it doesn't cost them any money because people can't use it in the Philippines.
Well, but
And
not
so
if you go
they
back.
don't spend any money here, because Medicare is not accepted except for U.S. territories like Guam. So
Yeah, so except
Guam citizens come here to Manila at St. Luke's, and St. Luke's accepts Medicare from Guam for procedures they can't get or referrals that are made to St. Luke's from the island of Guam, from
yeah,
Guamanians. But you wouldn't, knowing that they accept Medicare in Guam, you wouldn't go to Guam in order to get medical care because it's lesser of a care. From some people have argued that you don't even get as good a care as you do here in the Philippines at St. Luke's. So the people,
well, I would have to check to see if they got the VA
they
there.
do. People go there for the VA hospital.
See,
Yeah, they do.
that's what I would go for.
Yeah. And also if people have, is it called TRICARE?
TRICARE is for disabled or retired military people,
Right.
but
They
they
would go
have
to
to
Guam.
carry. They have. Well, no, they can use that in the Philippines. If you got
Right.
TRICARE, you can use that in the Philippines.
It's not comprehensive though. In Guam, you get the full boat,
No,
all
they
the
the
benefits.
the TRICARE, they will do it in the Philippines.
Even if they farm it out. They farm out the work.
Yeah,
So
TRICARE
I'm sure that St. Luke's is one of the qualified providers because
could be, but I'm just
yeah.
saying though, the TRICARE you have to have A and B both. I don't have B. Hey, Danny, how you doing, man? Road to the Philippines just got here. So
Oh,
yeah, but
Medicare, I don't worry about stuff like that
no, like I
because
said, it's not keeping me here in the States. It's
I'm
not keeping me here.
I'm self-insured. If you're coming over to the Philippines and you don't have the fund that, if you don't
I'm going to
have
be
your money
self-insured.
built up, yeah,
That's why.
you got to
That's
have
why
a
I'm.
little bit of money.
What do you think? I'm not retired already. I had all my bills paid off. I could have left the first of the year. This
Road to the
past March.
Philippines this year.
No, I could have left this past April
Right.
for the Philippines as far as my bills go, but the funds weren't built up.
Got
I
to
got to
build up
build the
your
funds
money.
up.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be self-insured. And like I said, when I first get to the Philippines, like I said, I want to go to Cebu first. I want to treat it like a staycation in that I want to just stay local, do my travel local, like you would if you're on vacation, doing a staycation here in the States. You take a day trip, you go there and back in a day, but you spend most of your time, around your home base and to see what that's going to cost me and do that for like 2 or 3 months to actually get a good feel of what it's going to cost me.
Mm-hmm.
Then that will tell me how much I can put back for savings and how much I got to spend on longer trips. Now, the
Right.
more money I got to spend on longer trips, the more I'll take. But I want a certain amount that I hope I can put back to keep building up my savings.
Yeah. That's the way to do it.
But like I said, I may have to go somewhere else besides Cebu. It may be where I can't do what I want to do. Yeah, you said your uncle was moving to Guam, Danny, because of the Navy hospital there. His uncle's retired Navy.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's a place I would go to probably before I go back to States because of the VA. I could probably get in there. I'd have to check to make sure.
You know what? The only big drawback for me, even visiting Guam, is the hotels are like $300 a night. Yeah. It's very, very expensive, and so that's one of the big major drawbacks. I would like to visit Guam. I'm not so thrilled about visiting Guam and then having to find a place to stay for $300 a night or less. It's very difficult.
Hey, Lorraine.
It's a very expensive place to live.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Hi, Lorraine.
The one thing about Guam, they speak English, like the Philippines. I believe the U.S. dollar is what they use. So it's a small island, so you could actually live if you don't live in the main cities. It's not quite as expensive. I don't know about hotels. I've never really checked into moving to Guam. It's not a place that interested me. I mean, it interested me enough that I thought about it, but it's like you got one island basically. Where in the Philippines, if I don't like one island, I can go to another, or I can go from one city to another city. It gives me a lot more freedom to find a place that I feel like home. And like I said, my money I think will go longer in the Philippines than it would in Guam. I could be wrong because, like I said, if you're renting a place to live, that's a lot cheaper than a hotel. But
you got to rethink that if you can find a place.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I think that one of the ways that you could do it is that you could how they vacate on base housing, and then sometimes you could rent it out. And so if you have the connect, then I would look at renting on base housing, but you need a
Yeah.
connection. There's no way that I could afford to pay rent on the island of Guam.
Well,
Just
like I
too
said,
expensive.
I've not really looked into that, but it just,
Yeah,
I
trust
did
me,
give it
I've
a
looked into
thought.
it. Yeah.
Like I did give it a thought, but I bypassed that and
And
went to
that's why
Thailand and the Philippines.
it blows me away when people say that, it's because, oh, they definitely haven't looked into it. It's hell of expensive. Hell of
Well,
expensive. There's a guy, there's a guy that does have a YouTube channel who covers all this stuff. And he does a very, very good job. As a matter of fact, too good of a job. But if you ever
there's
get
a
a chance,
there,
look up
there's a
Guam.
there's
Yeah,
a lady in Guam that does it too.
yeah.
I
And
watched a couple of her videos.
they'll give you the what force for sure.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like I said, it was just it's just like South America. I thought about South America. I didn't
A
think
good
about
option.
I didn't
A
think
really
about
good option.
Mexico, but I
Yeah.
did think
No,
about South America. Like Panama and a couple other places. Places that speak English. There's places down there that use the American dollar, so you don't have a conversion rate that
right.
you have to think about. So
Hmm.
I looked into that a little bit, just a little bit. But it's like I like I said, I worked with served with so many Filipinos in the Navy. Uh, Dated a few Filipinos when I was younger in the service. Uh, so I'm more comfortable, I think, being around the Filipinos than I would be some of the others. And so it's just like, like I said, I did think about Thailand, but it's just like like you said, their immigration uh, policies and they're changing the rules here and there.
Yeah,
And
they're crazy. But you know what a good option is? I'll tell you what I really liked Cambodia. So did Man Mini. We loved Cambodia.
well,
Not Phnom Penh, not Phnom Penh, Siem Reap. I mean, it's God's it's God's territory. Believe me, it really is. We
uh,
enjoyed. I didn't want to leave. That's one of those things where we landed, and she said the same thing. Oh my gosh, we should live here. Siem Reap. It's amazing. It's friggin' amazing. The people are so friendly.
yeah, but uh, okay. Jolene is saying hi, Dan.
Hi,
Both of us,
I see you're
but
there. How you doing?
so yeah, we're just like I said. Those are places I might check out if I decide the Philippines isn't for me. Because you got to have a plan A, plan B, plan C, and
For sure.
another
For
plan,
sure.
and then go back home. Uh, but go back home is plan Z. Pretty much or the last plan.
Mm-hmm.
Now you may not have a B, C, D, E, all that, but like I said, right now my plan is to stop in Cebu, get acquainted to the weather, get acquainted to some of the culture. It'll be a little different because it's a large city, but acquainted with some of that. It's an easy soft landing, they call it, and see
You know
how I
what's
like it.
great? What's great about Cebu that we like a lot is the fact that you don't have to live in those bubble areas, that are all expat areas. You can live outside there 15 minutes or 20 minutes. And
I'm not living in the bubble. I'm not. The
yeah,
bubble
but
makes it too
but
expensive. I mean,
no,
I
the
can
bubble is
afford.
a great place to hang out though. That's the thing. It's a great place. Let's say that you get that urge, to be hanging around guys like, other expats, then you would go
To the
into bubble
bubble.
land like Ayala Mall.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, I can afford to live in the bubble,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be as nice of a place or big as a place. Hey, Tim, thanks for coming, man. It wouldn't be as big of a place that I can afford outside the bubble. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we'll just call you Bubble Boy.
Bubble butt. You remember that one?
Yeah,
Who
I
was
sure
it?
do.
Was
Uh,
that Good Times?
something like that. Tim, hi.
One of those
Oh
old
my
shows
goodness gracious.
showing our age.
Anyway,
Showing our age.
I've been working for hours. I thought it was going to be easy to do like an AI generated video. And I've been working for hours on this stupid thing. And it's only like a 3-minute video, and it's taken me, it's the longest I've spent on editing any video, and take my word for it, it sucks. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, but I can't waste it now. I got to post it. So I mean, it's 3.5 minutes. The 5 reasons why you should get out of the West now and move to the Philippines. So look out for that video, you guys. I mean,
You
look
know,
way out for that
I'll
video.
catch it. I'll catch it. But yeah, it's like I said, it's oh, I can't wait to go. Although there is some apprehension, to be perfectly honest about it.
Yeah. Can I ask what I'm
Go
curious
ahead.
about, Larry? Though a friend of mine who's getting ready to retire, he started talking about having, and I went through this, by the way. So I'm just wondering if you've gone through this or if you're going through this. So are you starting to have anxiety dreams at all?
Not dreams. Bruce Davis is trying to come up. I don't see his picture, but he's trying to come up. But I
Bruce.
have had some, like I said, I have felt some anxiety or apprehension
Ah,
because you got to remember
okay.
when I get over there. Hey, Bruce, how you doing, man? When I
Bruce.
get over there, outside of you guys I know from YouTube, there's not going to be anybody I know. You know,
Mm.
and it's been a long time since I moved somewhere where I didn't know at least one person.
You'll
Back in
make
my
friends
Navy days.
That's a
fast.
good thing. You don't.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, back in my Navy days,
Bruce says that's a good thing.
yeah, I can pull a lot of bullshit before they find out about it.
Yeah, yeah. I tend
But
to
I
agree
mean,
with Bruce too on that.
but like I said, though, when I first moved, went into the Navy, you know, my first ship, the boot camp, all that stuff, I didn't know anybody. My second ship, I didn't know anybody on it. Same thing with my third ship. Now, when I went to shore duty, I didn't know I was going to know anybody, but it turned out there was a guy that I'd served with on my first ship was there, a guy that was doing a career. So I did know somebody there, but I didn't know I was going to know somebody when I first got assigned there. So, yeah, there's a little apprehension about not knowing anybody. And so, like, but I still look forward to it. Yeah. Well, when I moved down here, I knew one person where I'm at now. I only knew, well, one family. But I see them maybe once a month or two. I don't see them all the time. I talk to one of them quite a bit, but I don't see them.
You know, you're going to be surprised. People come walking up to you and they'll just start talking to you, saying hello. They'll say, "Hey, I watch your YouTube channel," you know, stuff like that.
They won't say that to me.
I'm not so sure.
No, maybe after I'm there for a while. But
It frightened the crap out of me the first couple of times that it happened. I was like, oh, you know, oh yeah, I forgot. I have a YouTube channel. Forgot.
Talking about that, I don't know if you remember the video I did on my vacation, and I was staying at that really nice location. I had a 2-bedroom cabin, and I did a video there, and I showed this pool and the laundry place and the room that the cabin it was a 2-bedroom cabin, 1 bathroom. I was sharing with some friends, and I'm there, and this one guy, "Hey, Michelle, thank you for coming." And I'm there, and I'm walking around, and this one guy comes walking up, and goes, "Are you Lazy Larry?" I said, "Yeah." It turned out my friend put him up to it. He didn't know who I was.
That's hella
I'm
funny.
Here I thought, hey, somebody
that's
I never
funny.
expected to run into a fan, and then I found out, she put him up to it.
I think that's
Yeah.
hilarious. Hey, but you
I
know,
thought so,
YouTube
too.
friends they're your most important and valuable friends. For example, I'll give you an example. when Minnie and I were going north towards Pangasinan, and Crystal's right. Crystal's she took care of everything, and she took care of us while we were up there in Pangasinan. So she made the arrangements for the hotel. She made sure we were well fed every day. They picked us up in their car and took us for rides. I was shocked. I was shocked at Crystal's because those guys have they have a car, right, that they rebuilt. I was shocked. It runs like a Swiss watch.
Yeah.
I mean, that baby hums. It
Yeah.
just
Well,
goes
the nice
down
thing,
the road,
Yeah.
you know?
like we were talking about with me going to Cebu, there's a lot of there's a lot of people that live in Cebu, and I think some of them either follow your channel or my channel, or maybe both. So there'll be some people I can meet up with in Cebu.
Oh, you'll see Rod walking around.
Yeah,
Amazing
Philippines.
Philippines. It's
Yeah.
the amazing Philippines.
Might even see Mike. He's over there
No,
visiting.
you know, Mike, I have learned, keeps a very low profile. He doesn't want to be found.
Like I said, though, you might see him. You know, sitting down
Yeah,
having a cup of
I
coffee.
kind of do know what he looks like, you know, but so I've seen Rod Roman. Actually, I've seen a lot of people.
Yeah,
I'm not the kind of guy that's starstruck and that will actually go running up to him saying, "Hey, hey, hey, hey," because
I'm not. I don't think I'll do that. I don't
you
think I'll
start
do that.
chasing them, you know, you might get into some trouble. I tried chasing a guy down Beach Road in Pattaya, you know, and I could not catch up to him. He walks hella fast, and I later on one of his live streams I said, "Hey, I was trying to chase you down on Beach Road," and he said, "That was you. I was running from you."
Was that regular guy?
No, that was I can't think of his name. It's the guy that does the live videos every week where he's walking down the soys like Soy Bucao and the like, and he
Okay.
walks into he walks around all over Jomtien.
Oh, you're talking about
Beach
over in
and Pattaya.
Thailand.
Over in Thailand, yeah.
Yeah.
And then here, not regular guy. Of course, we've met a couple of times in Angela City, and then he came through Bye Bye, and I didn't know that he was here. I didn't know until the next day when the friends were telling me, "Hey, that Canadian dude, you know, he was hanging around. We were buying beers last night." And then I go, "Oh, who? What Canadian guy? Oh, the regular guy." I go, "Oh, I didn't know that he was hanging around. I would have liked to have met him." But we've talked to him a few times in Angela City.
I seen him walk by in Angela City, and I yelled out, "Hey, regular guy!" And at that time, people had said they had turned him in and all this other stuff, whatever. And literally, he ran.
He ran away.
He ran. I was just saying hey to him. He literally was like, he picked up the pace, man. Like he didn't want to talk or nothing. But yeah, I just seen him. I was just sitting. Where was I? I think I was. Oh yeah, I was at the. I think it was either Tequila Reeves or yeah, it was somewhere like that. Tequila Reeves. I was having coffee and I seen him go by, and yeah, he just went. Yeah, he didn't.
He took off, huh?
He didn't want nothing. I don't know.
I think the times that we hooked up for him he was in captivity. He was in Philly's sports bar, his usual spot, and he's kind of trapped inside there when somebody comes by to say hello.
Yeah. Well, by the way, in case you didn't see it, Crystal said they said bye-bye to our car. So
yeah, no, and I have a tear in my eye. That isn't the kind of thing that I would have thought that you guys would have done, because that car is worth money. It is worth gold. And so if you ended up selling it or getting rid of it, I hope you got your money's worth out of it, because that car, I would have given you a brick of gold for that car. So anyway, there's where I'm at on that. You guys will just have to go to the junkyard, Crystals, and you and Mark could put another one together. Just start
I'm gonna,
gathering up the parts.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't think I want a car.
I wouldn't do it. There's no reason to have one.
I may get a bike,
No.
and I mean like a scooter, or a small bike, but not if I'm living in Cebu.
Yeah.
No, don't need it.
You don't
It
need
depends
it.
on
No.
where I'm living. It depends on. I'm not getting one just to get one.
All right.
It just doesn't make sense.
No, you learn how the transportation works really fast in Cebu.
Well, like I said, in a large city, I'd rather, if I got to sit in traffic, I'd rather let somebody else do the driving. I'll just sit and relax. I know me, I would get frustrated and probably cuss at a few people, at least when I first get there. Because it would be like, how come you're not moving? You got the room to do it. I'm one of those drivers. I don't do road rage, but I sit and talk to myself like, what's going on? I don't yell at them personally. I just in the car,
Mhm.
But that's not good for me.
No,
It won't
it's nice
affect
to
them,
be
but it's not good for me.
it's nice to be chauffeured around. Of course, we got the Suzuki out here, but I don't drive it. I get chauffeured around. That's the way you do it.
There you go.
Yeah,
But
that's the way you do it. I'm not driving. No, not ever again. Nope, no way. Even
Well,
when
like I
we were
said-
in LA, I was saying now, Minnie was panicked. She says, "Are we going to rent a car?" I said, "No, we're going to use public transportation." No, don't do it. You're going to end up getting shot by somebody. Don't get on the train. Don't get on the bus. Don't get on anything. But we made it. We made it 25 miles southeast from Los Angeles down there. And if we go back in to visit my mom again, which we probably will do the early part of next year, they have planes flying into Ontario down there towards. You guys know Ontario, California, not Ontario, Canada, right?
Yeah.
They have an Ontario airport. They're now taking international flights, and you know who's flying there now?
Yeah.
Not
And
Ava, the other one, the Sun's airline. What is it?
Tim agrees. Dad, Tim agrees with you. He says that's why I have a driver.
That's right.
He
He's a
does-
good guy
yeah.
too. I met him. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Like I said,
Yeah, he won't
well,
let you die.
yeah. You ever watch Bud Brown?
I've been watching.
Yeah.
You know what? He's gearing up again. I like watching it.
Well, now that he's back in, I quit watching when he was because they weren't like he said they didn't really have a
we
community. They
talked
really
about
weren't
it
doing
here
much.
on your show, right? Didn't we, Larry? We said the whole thing was going to be a disaster. I
Yeah.
kept saying Bud Brown hasn't been down to Mexico lately. And when he gets down there, he's going to find that things have changed a lot.
Well, they stayed on his daughter's property. They got a
Mhm.
camper was on there, but like he said, they started looking forward to going to the doctor because it got them out of the place. Got
Right.
them, because
That was
he
their-
said,
I know.
He said-
I was
yeah.
watching it and I was going, uh-oh, this ain't going to work out so well.
but he was
Good
talking.
intentions and all that, but when you're living on your own, and you're independent, you don't
Well,
want
like I
to
said-
you don't want to feel
Well,
like you're imposing on someone else,
He put up a video this week with him, Old Dog, and Mike.
That I didn't watch because I don't like the other two.
But they were
I don't care
talking.
for the other
I
two
don't either.
old guys,
But anyway, they
I
were
don't
talking,
either.
and he said, he when they went back to the States, they realized just how important the community was because they didn't have one.
But you are reminding me of something though, talking about this, and that is that how they do the stickers, with the flames in the background. Get out now. So on my sticker for this next video I'm going to be loading up, I said, you know what? Let's do one of those thumbnail stickers. So I went into ChatGPT and I said, can you make me one of these stickers that everybody's doing? Get out now. And so ChatGPT did one for me, and that's going to be my thumbnail for the video that I'm loading today, probably as soon as I get off of here. So
All right,
it'll
well,
be
that's
fun.
good.
And we'll see what happens. I got on the five what did I do? The 5-year thing for Social Security. That one did okay, almost 1,000 views. I almost made it to 1K.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, Crystal. Sorry, you got scammed. That's why they sold the cars. You got scammed. They got scammed.
yeah, I kind of know the story. It's I wouldn't say it's an uncommon one. Yeah, you got to know your metals. They're recyclers. So you got to know your metals.
Yeah.
Crystal, I had 2 times on the trikes. They got me. Okay. And so I told my wife about it. And anyways, my brother-in-law, he deals with these guys in town, literally with the guys, because he sells them fish. And he knows the guys that are triking around, knows them all. And I got nailed a couple of times. My wife and me were together. She got nailed too. And he's like, what are you talking about? This was like maybe a 4 minute ride down to the boat. And literally this dude is like, no, he's like 150 pesos. And then he's like, well, I'll just make it more if you want. And so anyways, so I had told her what happened. They charged me 250. Then they charged me 450, Larry, 450 pesos. Okay, not about the money. It's that that these people, like, they go out and think that they can do this. So when I said something to her, literally, I showed her the guy, and my brother-in-law, when he went back into town to sell the fish, he went up to that guy and he said, if you ever do that stuff again, he says, I'll make sure you don't have a job. And I'm like, dude, like, I just paid the guy. I didn't want no problems or nothing with nobody. I just take the damn money and let me off at my condo, man. Like get lost, But yeah, literally 3 times we got taken advantage of, man.
It's good though. It's good though to have friends to take care of your business like that, though. I must say.
I tell you the first. I hope after the first time I'd ask how much, and if I thought they were overcharging me, I said, see you. I hope I'm smart. I can't say I will be, but only because it's happened to people like you that I hear about.
Yeah.
But like I said, with Bud Brown, he's got this Filipino friend that drives a trike named Tano.
Yeah.
And Tano helps them out whenever they need. And that's what you need to get. You need to get somebody that you can trust to help you out once in a while. And if they're Filipino, it's even better.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. But listen, I'm not the type of guy that wants to be always sitting here dependent on somebody. It's either we just get a ride when we can, and
well, like I said,
or just pay, just pay.
Well, Bud Brown has his own vehicle, but if his vehicle breaks down, he can call Toronto.
Hey,
and Toronto.
Hey, by the way, since you brought up his new vehicle, I was checking it out. You know the reason why he loves it so much, and the reason why that if I were to buy one of them, I would go with the same brand. And we have a dealership here in town. It's because it rides just like a motorcycle. It's got the gears on the floor. It's not up on the handlebar like the other model.
Yeah.
So
that's Blue Boy Junior. When they were in the Philippines before they moved back to the States, they had one they called Blue Boy, same color.
I'm not sure I would call it Blue Boy though. That one was an eyebrow raiser. For me, I was kind of like,
Well, that's
Blue Boy Junior.
I don't know if they call it Junior, but it's a Blue Boy again.
Even if you called it Son of Blue Boy, hey, Larry.
But anyway, like I said, who knows? That might have been Gloria, his wife's name for it.
Can someone send Bud Brown a little note?
But
that one was killing me. If I was going to get
I would either get like you.
I can't stop laughing.
I'd either get one of those multi cabs or something
kills
like
the
Blue Boy.
Oh my gosh, what a novel idea.
You want to ride on my Blue Boy? You want to ride on
You
my
know what
big
you do?
boy?
You know what would be a good idea? We could make some kind of a sticker and we could mail it to him. You know, you could slap the sticker right on the side of that bad boy. I've got all kinds of
Yeah, that's a
ideas
good
floating
idea.
around in my head.
Like you said,
Oh
though,
my God.
but you're right though. If you're going to get a vehicle besides a car, that would be something you would think about.
Yeah.
Because
So we have two brands of that trike thing here. We got the
Yeah.
the one that has the
Rusey,
gears on the lever on the handlebars, and we got the one, and I didn't like it because of that. I went and I go, no, I wouldn't buy it. They wanted $5,000 for it, and I was gonna buy one, you know, and then I go, well, the only thing that turns me off about this whole thing, crystals. Crystals, don't get me started. You with the numbers, you know, you with the numbers and the way you work the words, you kill me. You really do.
Yeah,
All
they
right,
tried
so
to
but
get me to drive a trike.
that was a deal
Well,
Yeah, they
killer.
tried to get
I
me
said,
to
oh,
drive a
on the gears, they say you can
trike.
go down to the modification shop and they'll weld this and weld that to it, and then you could have it the way they got it in America. And I go, I wonder why they just simply don't build one that's got it on the floor, just like a motorcycle. And then boom, there goes Bud Brown. And from his video, I went and I found the dealership, and they got a Blue Boy in stock right on the showroom floor.
well, you can get the yellow and paint black on it and call it the Yellow Jacket.
They had the Blue Boy in stock, and I want to manhandle that bad boy. I took her for a test drive. No, honestly, that's a lie, because every Filipina and Filipino knows they don't allow you to test drive it. You have to buy it first.
Did you see the video where he showed them putting it together while he waited?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. They slapped it together. Oh, that was the other thing, right? The cloth top. I wanted the metal. I said, no, I want metal everywhere. I don't want to have to go get it fabricated and all this other stuff, right? And so, oh, sorry, sir. You have to take it to the fabrication shop. Go to the place where they build the trikes. And I was like, nope, ain't happening. And then a few days later, the sale for the Suzuki came up. You know.
Yeah. Well, I like I said, that if I was going to buy a bike, I'd probably just buy a regular bike because it's just me. But if I was going to get something bigger, something like the Blue Boy would be something, because you got room in the back. You can put passengers, and you got room to put your groceries and stuff in there.
Oh, they got bike lanes in Cebu. The problem is the cars use them.
I know.
That's
what I
what
said.
the,
It's not a
that's
good
what the
place to ride a
problem is.
bike.
They'll pass you on the right, going right up the side of a sidewalk if they got one there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, like I said, that's one of the things I'm worried about in Cebu is how much will that bother me, even though I'm not driving.
Just have somebody drive you around. You don't need to put yourself in harm's way out there, man.
I don't know, like I said, I'm not. The only places I'll be walking is if it's close by.
But Larry, if you're going to use Grab, I know what our budget was. We went there in 1 month. We used only Grab because I wanted to see if we could get around using just the Grab service, and we were successful. But it did cost some money. It ran us about $150 to use Grab exclusively for that month in Cebu, and so that's kind of pricey, you know.
Yeah, especially when you're living on a budget.
Yeah,
which we all retired people are. Some people have a much larger budget, and some of us have a medium-sized budget, and some have a small budget.
Thing is, live where you work. In other words, live where you're going to be doing most of your, where you're going to be hanging.
I want to be able to walk to most of the places I go to.
Yeah.
In other words, I want a close Jollibee or McDonald's, a close Bowls Coffee or Starbucks, because that's the places I'll be going to most. Now, I may want to go to the mall a couple times a week. But
Hell, we live there when we go there.
I might too. I don't know. Like I said, this is what I got to find out.
A
This is
couple
what my
times.
staycation's
You
all
ain't gonna
about.
want to be outside, bro. You ain't gonna want to be outside at
I
all.
didn't say I was going to be out a lot. I just said, I want
You're
to.
gonna, and you ain't gonna be wanting to spend the money on your own air conditioner when you could burn theirs up. That's for sure. You'll figure it out, Larry. You'll figure out
Like
how
I
we
said,
roll
that's what.
here in
Like
the
I said,
Philippines. Otherwise, like Crystal's saying
Go
here,
stay in
get
a
to Baguio.
hotel
Go over to
for
Baguio.
6 months.
Yeah.
Crystal,
Go to Baguio.
Baguio may be relaxing for the weather
Yeah,
goes,
just go stay in a nice
but
hotel.
the hills
for
would
a few
probably
months
kill
and
me.
bring up there.
All those hills would probably kill me. One of the places I want to visit, which is also going to be cooler, would be Valencia in Negros, right outside of Dumaguete. It's a little higher up. Now, it's probably more expensive than Dumaguete. May not be. I know some of the places are more expensive.
I don't think I could do it because it ain't convenient. You have to come down, you have to drive to town, you got to take your
Yeah,
groceries back. You
like
can't
I
find
said,
a ride
but
when you need one.
well, no,
That's
you'd
why I
have to
think that
you'd have to have a bike
you
or a
have to have.
car in Valencia.
You ain't
I
doing
would
a
think you'd
bike
have
up
to have
that
something.
hill in Valencia. You ain't doing a bike up there. No
No,
way.
I don't mean bicycle. I mean motorcycle.
Yeah, you would need a motor. Exactly.
No, I don't mean a bicycle. No.
Tim, you know
Bicycle in
what?
Dumaguete, maybe, but not in Valencia.
Tim says he don't go to the mall very often, and I would say that. Do you have a high air conditioning bill at home? That's the one way you mitigate it.
Enjoy
Yeah.
the decline. Thanks for coming. And Tim, I would go more than once every 2 months. I would go probably at least once or twice a week, maybe more.
Oh, as soon
That
as
may
you
be
see
where
the
I go get
gals
my
hanging
coffee.
out, as soon as you see the gals hanging out at Starbucks and Bo's Coffee, you'll be going more than twice a week,
Yeah, but
Larry.
I want one of those places close to me. I don't want to have to go to the mall. If there's a
That
Starbucks,
that McDonald's though, over there up the street from where we were staying, that place is pretty outstanding too to be hanging out at.
that's what I'm saying. There's got to be some places nice to hang out at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
Oh,
but
there's
like I
lots of
said, that's why
places.
I'm saying the first couple of months is going to be judging what I spend, like I said, a staycation. Like, let's say I just retired here and I'm just going to do like maybe run up to my sister's once a month or run to Lake George, which is only about an hour or two drive once a week or every other week. There's places around here I could do something like that. But around here, most of my budget would be going for my rent, my utilities, and groceries. And after that, I wouldn't be able to afford to do that other stuff.
Ooh. Crystal shared us out.
All right. Thanks, Crystal.
That's so nice of you, Crystals.
We truly appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Crystal.
Tim says my
I'm
electric
running.
bill is usually less than 2,500 pesos.
That's very decent. Actually, ours is running a lot.
My,
You don't have to have.
Ours is running a lot.
mine runs higher than 2,500 pesos. Let me tell you that.
Yeah. I think we're paying
Hey, Robert
150 a
in
month.
Mindanao, man, long time. Thanks for coming. Are you back in Mindanao or are you back in
The
Florida?
most my electric. The most the electric was like it was $80.
Oh, enjoy the decline. I think his life is going to be tremendous. There's no comparison. I mean, there's no comparison.
Yeah.
I mean, the quality of life, the stress-free environment, after you get to know where everything is,
Yeah. Well,
it's
like
tremendous.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy going to new places. Always have. But usually it's only for a short period of time. I can go on vacation by myself. Doesn't bother me. But it's only for like a couple days or a week or so.
I'll tell you
But
what I do.
when I go to the Philippines, it's going to be for a lot longer than that. And
Hey, Larry,
it's
I
also
take
going
a
to be in a
cot with
different
me into
country.
McDonald's.
What about
You know what?
McDonald's?
I'm going to tell you, enjoy the decline. I'll tell you what I worry about, what I did worry about. There's
What's
a
that?
there is a how do I say it? I worried about getting a heart attack before I acclimated. That's what I worried about. The
Well,
difference,
that's another
yeah,
reason why I want to do a staycation instead of
you have
doing a
to
lot
do
of
it
running.
very slowly. The
Yeah.
problem really is that as soon as you hit Philippine airspace, as soon as you hit Asia airspace, something happens to you. You just completely change, you know, all the
Yeah.
stress, all the things
Yeah,
that have been
that's right.
ailing you, they all
True.
disappear in a second, a millisecond.
Now, enjoy the decline. Right now, I'm looking between 7 to 10 months. I haven't decided. I can go as early as
So,
middle April, because my lease runs out at the end of March, and when it runs
right.
out, if I don't extend, I'm going back to Indiana to visit my sisters and some cousins, and I'll spend a week or two there. And then I don't know. I may come back to New York and fly out of New York area. I may fly out of Indianapolis area. I haven't decided that, but that would be the earliest. Would be the middle of April next year, and the latest would be the middle of July. So we're looking, like I said,
So,
about 7 to 10
Larry,
months.
when you get to the Philippines, Larry, and you find your place to stay, get yourself a cot. Take it into McDonald's with you every time, and tell the McDonald's you're going to stay here. You're going to stay right there in that spot. I go in there and tell them all the time, but I never bring a cot. But I tell them, and they laugh at me.
They laugh at you until you don't move for 8 or 10 hours. That's what happens there. Yeah.
Hey,
They're
Ian,
amused.
thanks for coming. Josie,
Initially,
hello, how
they're
you doing?
amused, and then when you don't leave, you know, just make sure it's a 24-hour McDonald's and they're running 6-hour shifts, and that way,
Yeah,
you know, the
yeah.
same people won't be overlapping. You know, that they'll change over. They'll
What I
think you're
gotta
a new
do,
customer every time.
what I'll do is I'll
Every
get a
time.
cushion, one of these thick cushions for seats. I'll carry that in, set it down, and say, "I'm here for the day."
Yeah. Yeah, but you
There-
know,
there you go.
that
That's-
one McDonald's in
do it all the
Lahoog up the streets from the 18 Suites where we were staying. That's got huge picture windows, and you could see the entire world going by. That actually is how I spotted Rod the first time. The
Okay.
amazing Philippines.
Yeah.
Welcome to the amazing Philippines.
I watched. I was subscribed to Rod for a long time. I dropped it because, well, his commercials into me. His videos were 20, 30 minutes long, all of them. I mean, he did very few short videos, so it's like,
You know how he did the the reviews on the hotel that he used to stay at. It was called the Edadas Hotel.
yeah,
And that is when I realized that my son is related to the famous artist Edadas. And then I was able to trace back the lineage and prove that he is related to that Filipino artist. And I could show the entire connection between the Philippines and when he went to the University of Washington School of Art, or he actually established a School of Art there, and how he ended up in California, who are his children. He has one child that my kid is most likely related to. And you know something? I had no idea. I wondered where his name came from. I wondered where my kid's name, that name Edadas, came from. Turned out there was a Filipino in the mix. That was his grandmother.
okay.
His
Now
grandmother.
I got a comment to enjoy the decline. He says, in the back of my mind, I worry a little for an older man like Larry over there. Maybe it's irrational. It's not irrational. I'm going to tell you that right now. The older we get, the more you got to think about things. That's why I'm going to be in cities, whether they're small cities or big cities. I want a good hospital close by. So the older you get, the more important the hospital, the medical is. And that's why I said I'm going to Cebu first. It's got good hospitals. So do some of these other places I'm talking about. Dumaguete's got Sullivan.
There's an irony in what he said, though, right? Because his channel name is "Enjoy the Decline." You know.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do myself. I'm trying to enjoy the decline. You know.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, no, I understand what he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's why I say when my family was talking to me and other people, when they find out I'm wanting to go over there, I told them
But
one of the
when
things
you
I look
come
at
over
is the
here, right?
hospitals.
You're here's how I was viewed by my relatives and friends, right? Dan, you're a totally irrational person.
Actually,
See
my
what I
oldest
mean?
sister, yeah, actually, my oldest sister and my youngest sister's very supportive.
Mhm.
My other two sisters, the only thing they worry about, they may never see me again. You know, but outside of that, they're supportive. They're just, and
Oh
then most of
yeah,
my
that
other
was my
relatives are
mom. That
supportive.
was my mom saying, "So is this the last time I'm going to see you?" And I've seen her twice since, right? And I was thinking to myself, "Mom, wait a minute, wait a minute. Let's think about this for a second." So I was in Northern California, you were in Southern California. We were one plane ride away from each other. And I don't believe that I saw you as much as I've seen you now. So I said, we're only one plane ride away. It's the same thing, you know?
Well, I know when I
One,
was in the Navy, I went
yeah.
years without seeing the family. I went 3 or 4 years without going home.
Oh, Tim says he's reclining. Tim,
Not
start a new
declining,
chat.
reclining.
Yeah. So start a new channel, Tim. Enjoy the recline. Enjoy the recline. Enjoy
Really,
reclining. That would be a big hit, right? All right, I got to
could
get
be.
out of here because Minnie's looking at me. We haven't eaten breakfast yet. I got up
Oh
early.
yeah, it's getting late for breakfast.
I started working on this AI video, and then here we are 5 hours later, whatever it is. All right,
Yeah.
everybody, I'm out. Bruce, nice seeing you.
Yes.
Everybody in the chat.
Take care, Dan. Thanks for coming up.
All right, we will see you next time. How do I get out of here?
You got to take yourself out, buddy.
I gotta get going.
There you go. Well,
Yeah, I got to get going too, Larry. So thank you for letting me come up.
not a problem. Glad to have you. Whenever that link's up there at the top, you can come up and talk about whatever
right.
you want.
Okay.
Like I said, that's why I put the link up there to have somebody come up and talk with me, make things go a little quicker. Makes this, to me, it makes the show more interesting. I enjoy it more when I get to talk to somebody. But so thanks for coming up. I'll probably go ahead and end this one here in a few. I'll probably go check and see Elvie's doing hers. But anyway, everybody, I'm so glad you came. If there's any questions, go ahead and ask them, and I'll answer whatever I can right now. Otherwise, I'll be shutting down here in just a minute. Like I said, right now, we're looking at 7 to 10 months before I get there. More than likely, up to 11 months, but I don't think I'll go 11. Probably 7 to 10. And that's just so I can put more money back. All right, enjoy the decline. I usually start about 8 o'clock Eastern time. Now, once we have our time change, I'll probably start at 7. So it'll still be 8 o'clock in the morning in the Philippines. Hey, Monroe, thanks for coming. How you been, man? I haven't seen you in a while. But, yeah, we're if you want, come on up and we'll talk a little longer. I don't mind. If somebody wants to come up and talk, we can do that. But like I said, right now, I've already decided which banks I'm going to have. I already decided who's going to be in charge of the money. They agreed to do it for me. So if anything happens, they can get the money out. Mubate, all right. Glad to hear you're doing well. So anyway, now I got to decide. Jerry suggested T-Mobile for when I first go over because I can always drop it later. But when I first go over, I'm thinking about having a U.S. phone carrier and just turn off the data so it doesn't kill me on data. That's what I've been told to do. So if my family wants to call me and they're not paying any more long distance than what they normally do, they'll be able to do it. But we'll check into that. But like I said, I'm going to go with USAA Federal Federal Savings Bank. and that's open to military, former military, their families, and federal government workers, as far as I know. I don't know about state workers, but the federal government workers can join as well. So I'll be joining that. If I use their credit card overseas, there is no international fee for using it. If I use an ATM that's out of network for them, they will reimburse so much money per month for using their credit card to pull money out. So I thought about the Navy Federal Credit Union, but they're decent, but USAA Federal Savings Bank is better because the Navy Federal Credit Union, if I go, they have branches in the Philippines, but you got to be near one. And if I use one an out of credit, it's a minimal charge, but there is a charge, and they do not reimburse the ATM fees from the other. I'm surprised, Tim. Yeah, I got my Social Security. I know exactly how much I got. I've been getting my Social Security. I'm 71, be 72 next month. So I've been getting my Social Security for a while. I got myself all out of debt. Now every month, if I have a debt, I pay it off every month, and I'm saving money. And so I'm trying to figure out how much money I'm going to have saved by the end of March next year and decide if I'm going to need to work beyond that to get the money I want. I do have money. I got enough money. I could go over and set myself up and be all right for a month or two of what I hope to be my budget. But that doesn't give me the emergency fund I want. That doesn't give me that kind of stuff. So I want to save some more for a while, get some more money together. Thanks. Now, Monroe, how much longer do you have till you can get your Social Security? I know you're a younger man than I am. You're working as well, and plus you got your wife and daughter over here now. Okay, well, all right. I'm former actual Navy, not reserves. I was not reserve, and when I talk to them, it sounds like I am qualified. So we're going to go through them. I can start my USAA Federal Savings Bank account anytime I want. I just have to call up and do the work over the phone, and then I can add my nephew later. Although it sounds like it'll be a little more hassle than if I add him right at the same time. But we can do it. We have to do like a conference call to get him on there, which I'm more than willing to do because I want my oldest nephew, that's my oldest sister's oldest son, not her grandsons. But I want him. I'm surprised you couldn't do it as an E4 if you were active duty. How long was you in? Active. How long was you active? Because the rules may have changed as well, Tim. I don't know. When I called and talked to them, it sounds like I'm qualified. So we'll find out for sure when I sign up. But I called up and asked questions. I told them how long I was in, my pay grade, my discharge papers, my DD 214, that kind of stuff, and everything seemed to be okay the way they were talking. So okay. That's good then, Monroe. So you can beat Boogie anytime you want. 10 years active duty. All right, I did over 6. I did over 6.5. So now active duty, I was in from 72 to 78. But like I said, early 72 to late 78, I did over 6.5, almost 6 years, 7 months. If you had a construction time, it was over 6 years, 10 months. Yeah, about 10 months. But I'd have to figure it out, but somewhere around there. Chelsea. But so yeah, I've looked into it, made a few phone calls, talked to different agents, different specialists to get the answers that I needed. So yeah. Well, now Monroe, have you thought about moving back to the Philippines, or do you want to just stay in North Carolina for a while? I know your money would go a lot farther in the Philippines, but of course now you can't work over there. But your money would take care of you, your wife, and your kid. But wait a minute, no, you want to wait until your wife's been here at least 5 years. Get her here for 5 years, so that way that clears up a lot of Social Security issues later on down the line. Your child's already yours, so that helps with there. But you want to have her here for about 5 years. Because that really helps out with the Social Security. I don't blame you, Monroe. Like I said, at my age, I'm ready to retire, and I want to go to the Philippines because I don't want to work anymore. But I got to work till I have the money set aside and ready to do it. Like I said, I'm going to go to Cebu first and check that place out. Because like I said, I want a good hospital around me, and well, the best are in Manila. Let's be honest, but I really don't. It cost me a lot to live up in Manila. Really cut into my budget real hard. I'm sure I could live outside of Manila comfortably, but I could not live in the district of Manila. But like I said, Cebu's got good hospitals. So does Dumaguete. They got the teaching hospital, Silliman. From what I hear, Ilo's got a decent hospital. So does Davao. Oh, don't forget to take videos, man, and post them. Because her family's going to be happy to see the baby. They can't wait to see that baby. And so enjoy your trip back. Like I said, I'm not going till the middle of April at the earliest. I'm thinking maybe the middle of July, maybe the middle of June. But middle of July would be the latest I would go. And so that's what we're trying to do, make that decision. Like I said, I'm worried about my emergency fund right now. My setup fund's in good shape. So I got to get. Yeah. Actually, wouldn't that be the end of November? Be about the middle of Christmas season? Because it starts at the 1st of September and goes through January sometime. I look forward to seeing that sometime. I really do. I also look forward to see the Sinulog Festival there in Cebu. So I do plan on staying in Cebu that long. But I do want to, like I said, there's some trips I want to take, but that will depend on how much money that I really have to spend each month over my budget. I may be able to make a trip every month. I may have to wait every other month to take a big trip. But that's all right. I mean, like I said, I'm going over there to enjoy my life, and I will enjoy being able to go out, sit down, have a cup of coffee, look at the pretty girls. I am a people watcher. Talk to some people, and relax. I will enjoy that. Like I said, the day trips. that'll give me something to do. I will do videos because that's why I started this YouTube channel, to find something to do when I retire. I'm not out to make money. I'm not monetized. I'm not trying to get monetized. So it just that's what we're doing right now. We're just trying to get myself set up, get myself ready to go over, and then when I get over there, enjoy myself. Most of the stuff I have here, most of it I will get rid of. I'll sell what I can and get rid of the rest. But I don't want to take with me, which is I'm taking my pictures with me. I may not take the frames, but I'm taking the pictures. So yeah, none of the fans are going with me. I don't think. You can buy them over there fairly cheap. But yeah, this laptop will go with me. I'll get rid of my desktop. I'm not going to take that. It's old. But yeah, it's something I got to get ready for. Something I got to prepare for. Something I have to look forward to. And I just got some kind of beep, but it doesn't really matter. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to get settled and situated, and you'll all know when I'm there because my first live stream it'll say something like, "Guess where I'm at." I may even tell you before I go, but I probably will know one day. It'll probably be, "Guess where I'm going." And I'm going to take this out of my air. There's nobody up here. So I think it's starting to go dead. So let's get that out. Put it away. Charge it up. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to listen to and figure out what's going on. So I've been going for almost 2 hours, and I'm down to just 3 people in here. Probably Tim Monroe and maybe Chelsea or Michelle Life. I'm back up to 5 people now. But so like I said, we're going to drop out of here in just a minute or two. I want to thank everybody for coming. Remember now, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. And please pray for my sister Ruth Ann so she gets well. Pray for my sister Wanda so she gets better. She is improving. A lot better than she was back in March and April. I mean, she was in bad shape. So she's gotten a lot better now. We need my sister Ruth Ann to get better. I got to decide when to go home and see them. My sister Ruth Ann and Alta. I want to wait till she gets out of the hospital. My sister Ruth Ann and doing better so I can enjoy my visit. Because if she makes it home, that means she's improving. So I'll wait till she gets a little better. Because the last time I was home, she was really worn out a lot. That's after she had the pacemaker put in. So I do want to go back and see her this year if I can. And then next year before I go over to the Philippines, I want to go back and see him again. Because it'll be a while if I see him. That's why I want to get a phone that they can just call me, talk to me. They're not into the internet. They don't have Wi-Fi at their house. They don't have any YouTube. They don't have a smartphone. They don't have a computer or anything like that where I can just, get online and talk with them, which I wish they had. Maybe I can get it set up with my niece, not my great niece, my niece, or my youngest sister, and get to where I can talk to them that way once in a while, so we can at least see each other. But we'll have to figure that out later. I don't know if they're willing to do it. But hey, Michelle Life, welcome back. It's getting close time for, unless somebody wants to come up, it's getting real close time for me to call this one. I've been going for about 2 hours. I did have 2 guests up earlier, Leah, how you doing? Thanks for coming. I'm just about ready to end this one. And I'm probably going to go to Elvie's and see how she's doing. And but yeah, I'm glad you all came. I want to thank you all. If you hadn't hit the thumbs up, please do. And yeah, we really appreciate it. Thanks for putting up with my crazy self. And hope to see a lot of you next year in the Philippines, sometime next year. Maybe the year after before I get to some of the islands where some of you are located. But like I said, either the week before I go or my first live stream in the Philippines, you'll know I'm going because it'll either be guess where I'm going or guess where I'm at. If it's before I go, I think I'm going to be leaving right after that Saturday. It'll be guess where I'm going. And those of you that follow me on a regular basis will know I'm heading to the Philippines. If I decide to keep that a secret till I'm there, which I may do, I've decided I don't want to tell anybody until I get there. My first live stream there will be guess where I'm at. And so you'll know I'm in the Philippines. That'll be the way you can tell where I'm at. Like I said, unless I change my mind, it's going to be Cebu at first. Because it's considered a soft landing for us Western expats like myself. There's a lot of Western style food and places like that. There's a lot of well, it's a big sea, so there's a lot of things we can do. We can get around a lot, and a lot easier on those of us that not been there. For me, many years, and for those who've never been there, it's a soft landing spot. So that's what I'm going to do. And all right, Tim, you take care, man. Thanks for being in the chat there. We really appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one. And I want to thank you all for coming. And I want to remind you now to be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Plus, as always, have fun. And we're going to end this one. So bye, everybody. Take care.